This video is for the new Mindful trophy, the challenge modes in Superliminal. There's 9 in Induction, 4 in Optical, 4 in Cubism, only 1 in Blackout. Clone has 5, Dollhouse has 4, Labyrinth has 2, and then Whitespace ends with 3. Most of the rooms are usually just solved the same way you would normally. 2 or 3 of the rooms in Induction, you're gonna have to use just a little bit of more brain power to figure it out, or follow this guide. But I don't know why they gave Induction 9 when everything else has like 5 or 3 or 2. So I'm not going to talk throughout the whole thing, and to be honest, this DLC is fairly easy enough to figure out on your own. But if you want to get through it as fast as you can, you can simply follow this guide. This will be the entire game from start to finish, but you will see edits in between some of the challenges. You'll see some edits. I was able to get through probably half or maybe 2/3 of the challenges without having to restart. But as with this game usually goes, there will be times where you're going to need to restart because something's not going to line up correctly, or you'll see me do this once or twice. I forget which one's the jump button and which one's the grab button. And so, there will be times where you'll have to just give it a second or third go, especially in the clone level, the alarm clock level. You just wait till you get there. You'll love it. Notice this jump, as usual, way too high. I don't know how I made that jump, but sometimes the game gives it to you. So hopefully you won't have to do that a second time. That's an edit right there, because this is one of the more challenging puzzles in this level. You have to get it just right. You have to make sure the pawn is just the right size, and you have to put it on the table at just the right angle so it falls over onto the button. Takes me a minute to line it up. When I did this on my secondary account, my European account, I had to do that about 10 or 11 times before it finally actually fell on the button. But I was able to get it, I think, on my 3rd try there. Wedges of cheese are always fun to use in this game, but at least it lines up pretty well for us the first time.
During eyelids,
so keep watching, and as I said, use this guide to run through the entire game. So it's going to be the entire game from start to finish. It will end after the trophy is awarded. A couple more things to talk about is this was captured the day after patch 1.06 was live, but I was able to make this trophy pop on my EU account about 3 or 4 days ago. So that was probably whatever the patch was before that, 1.05, I would guess. I was able to get the trophy to pop. Now with patch 1.06, I'm not 100% sure how the other trophy works from this DLC, the biggest fan trophy. Basically, all you have to do, at least what I had to do on both this account and my EU account, was just simply go into the developer commentary mode and select retrospect, which is the final cutscene. And if you play that scene, there will be commentary in it. And once the commentary ends at the beginning of the scene, it will award you the trophy. That's what it did for me on both accounts. Now with the new patch, I'm not 100% sure if it will work just watching the final developer commentary. If it doesn't, simply enough, just play through the game quickly and listen to all the commentaries. It seems on the PS4 version that you don't have to select the actual commentary as you pass by it. I know on the PC version it was that way, you had to select it. But there was nothing to select in retrospect when I played it, and I didn't play through the rest of the developer commentary mode because I got the trophy and it worked both times. So if you're looking out for that, know that it's very simple to get. Whether you have to play through the whole game with the new patch, or if you can just simply play the final cutscene.
Polite recognition on your completion of the Somnasculpt orientation. You did it.
So I'll bow out here for a little bit. No need for me to babble on for the whole 48 minutes of the video. Hope this helps. And if I see something happen later that kind of deserves me for me to come on here and make more commentary and stutter some more, then maybe I will. All right. I'm going to make a comment about this particular puzzle here. I got really lucky with the ramp, and it kind of fell with me as I went down, so I was able to grab it again. But typically what you want to do is you want to make this ramp, have it come down off the wall, and then move to the kind of platform that is a ramp on the other side of this wall, and then use both of your jumps. So you shouldn't have to jump there. Use both of your jumps in order to get up these boxes instead of get lucky with the ramp and be able to grab it. But certainly if you have a second pickup that you can do, and you can get your hands on the ramp, then use this method so you can save yourself a few more jumps.
Hello, my name is
Hope that helps.
Pierce, and I'd like to talk to you about being special. So special, in fact, that we have no idea where you are. But not to worry, we're working on it. Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'm just popping in to give you a quick update on where you are. We still don't know, but please keep moving forward, and hopefully you prefer frequent updates to being reminded that you are completely lost. Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and we still can't find you. But you should now have access to a series of elevators that should trigger your subconscious to gradually wake you up. You should also find a variety of emergency exit signs that should lead you to them. Will all of this work? Absolutely. Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. In the event that this elevator does not wake you up, please don't interact with anything that strikes you as psychologically significant, as we will no longer have any way of controlling it.
This is an automated message for all patients who attempted to use an alternate pathway to access the next phase of somnasculpt therapy, but who have become trapped in a dream state paradox instead. Your decisions imply a failure of orientation, which reflects negatively on the standard orientation protocol. You will rectify this failure immediately. Professional tip: the average adult can only withstand 3 to 5 dreams per night. Once this threshold is eclipsed by entering more dreams, your mind will suffer an explosive mental overload, reorienting you for the emergency exit protocol. Please subject yourself to explosive mental overload.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and despite touring the Waterfall Serenity Zone in the previous section you've just completed, you may still be experiencing feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt. Why do I feel like everything is going wrong, even when the sun is shining? Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk more about the feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt I mentioned before. You feel this way because you want the kind of happy life you see all around you, the kind you know everyone else is enjoying. And that's exactly why we're here to help.
Warning: you were advised to subject yourself to explosive mental overload by descending into additional dreams, but have now descended into a dream within a dream instead, disorienting yourself even further. You are responsible for failing to make this crucial distinction. Did you know that unintentional multi-dream layering occurs in less than 1% of patients? This correlates strongly with the 99% of patients who are able to follow simple instructions from the standard orientation protocol. Attention.
We're coming up
Dr.
on
Pierce
the
requires
most
you to note the following
annoying
risks of
challenge
dream
puzzle.
overexposure. Significant memory loss, both
I mean, it's
quantitative and
usually
qualitative.
annoying
Hallucinations
because
of
of
dreaded
the
or annoying
alarm
objects.
clock anyway, and the
Unrealistic
constant
beliefs
noise
about
it
the
makes,
lengths of
and the
hallways, and other
various
side
other
effects which
noises
have not
it makes
yet
when
been
you clone it.
discovered or which cannot be understood.
So what you typically want to do is you want to make kind of a ramp with the second alarm clock that you put down. And you'll see me do it here, but it took me so many tries to make this work. So hopefully it works for you. But basically one jump and then the other one, and make sure that the ramp gets you into the door. I can't tell you how many times I was just like half an inch away from being able to walk through the door and it just wouldn't let me. Hope it works for you the first time. I also wanted to mention that they changed the layout of this room with this update. Well, not with this particular patch, but with the DLC. Someone had mentioned on my, I believe it was my speedrun video, that this room looked different for them. And they were, I believe, playing on the Xbox. And I thought, oh, that's weird. Why did Xbox have a different setup? But nope, sure enough, they changed the setup of this room. There's no longer a extinguisher and double doors on the one side of the room. And those steps are no longer the entire ramp up. They're just on the sides.
Orientation protocol in a desperate attempt to counsel you. I have no subroutine to correct these errors, but I cannot compromise the integrity of the standard orientation protocol. You will not receive these messages. They would not make sense regardless. Attention. Dr. Pierce continues to input significant errors. I will interpret his basic ideas. Hello, my introductions are redundant. I am a real doctor who went to doctor school. VR has never been a mistake. I can help you, but I also do not know how. Transmission ends.
Hello, name is my Pierce Dr. Glenn. To the somnoscope. Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. This is a notification that you have reappeared on our monitoring system after a prolonged absence. Please continue to do whatever you did most recently, and discontinue whatever you were doing immediately prior to that. Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. In addition to continuing and discontinuing as mentioned earlier, please also disregard any unsettling experiences that you may have recently had.
Next, we have two examples of how things will not go exactly as you want it to every single time. I did leave these two mistakes in here. Not necessarily a mistake on my part, but certainly something that you can expect will happen at some point. We use the fan, we get the doorway to fall to the ground. Unfortunately, our path is blocked and our doorway is floating in the air. So I picked a different approach and simply used the fan to ensure that we have a clear path. I even used the fan to push the block away. Next mistake I left in here is one that I continually make every single time I go into this room. I always seem to have to reposition the little blow-up castle a few times, but here, unfortunately, I do forget which button is which, and I use the jump button instead of the circle button to place the thing down and have to restart.
Don't focus on that.
See? But surprisingly, I get it positioned perfectly, which is probably the first time I've ever had that happen. Usually I have to reposition this a few times in order to be able to jump into the doorway.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to thank you for triggering every single one of our 823 emergency protocols. This will assist us greatly in improving the system for future patients. Congratulations! Anyway, you're now headed in the right direction, and we should be able to initiate the emergency exit protocol shortly.
Emergency exit protocol initiated. Please prepare to conclude your Somnasculpt experience in 10, 9, 8. Error. Error logged by.
Orientation protocol.
Stand by for analysis.
Error analysis complete. You are exhibiting signs consistent with an increase in fear, hopelessness, and frustration. This is inconceivable, as Somnasculpt therapy is proven to correlate with a decrease in these emotions. Hypothesis: patient was improperly oriented. Conclusion: impossible. Reformulating. Improved hypothesis: patient requires additional Somnasculpt therapy. Conclusion: emergency exit protocol cannot proceed. Emergency exit protocol has been emergency destroyed. Instruction: continue with Somnasculpt therapy indefinitely on an independent basis, as all orientation resources have been exhausted. This concludes your standard orientation protocol. Goodbye.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. Thank you for completing the Somnasculpt Standard Orientation Protocol. Before you begin the first phase of therapy, I'd like to briefly describe the finite and fragile nature of the dream state. Of course, nothing is more challenging than the difficulty of changing perspective, of fundamentally altering your perceptions in a way that will enable you to face dire, trial-by-fire scenarios with solutions that could not be found otherwise. Finally, while we respect the unique progress of every patient, you must understand
at this point you only have the 3 in Whitespace to do, and they are the beginning and kind of middle and end of that level. The rest of Labyrinth you don't need to finish. You could exit out and simply go back to the extra mode menu screen. I mention that because here I didn't come prepared knowing the route to take in the elevator, and I get a little lost for a few seconds or more. But at this point, if you haven't already, I'll probably have timestamps on when each challenge is, and you could probably stop watching this little section and move on to the next challenge.
Please listen carefully for the sound of an alarm clock, which will automatically play if you are approaching a destabilizing dream weight.
This is highly unusual. It appears you have entered the Somnasculpt diagnostic framework. Patients do not have access to this dream. Diagnostic warning. Unrealistic use of dream objects may result in dream integrity fail states. Please paradox from creating any refrains. Explosive dream overload may result. Please paradox overload. Please overload from dream explosion. Conclusion dream overcall frame.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and many years ago, I had a dream. I found myself in a place where I understood that each of us begins as nothing, where everything I perceived was shaped by seeing it exactly the way I wanted to. Whitespace. But in Whitespace, I also faced the greatest challenge I could imagine. Because with a lifetime of life itself behind me, and all of the weight that it carried, I realized that seeing things the way I wanted to was not as easy as it used to be. You're well beyond dreaming now, and further out than anyone has ever come back from. But we hope that you won't get discouraged. After all, if this is a place of pure perspective, isn't it also a place where a different point of view could make anything possible? Isn't that why you came here?
And of course, this game makes us use a cheese wedge one more time for our final challenge. And there is the trophy, Mindful, for completing all 32 of the challenge mode puzzles throughout the game. The video is going to show you the end of the level here. We're not going to watch retrospect. It's not part of the challenge mode. But that will be the end of what you will need to do for this trophy. Hope this helped. Hope that if you're doing this with any patch that comes out after this or this patch itself, hopefully it worked for you. And hope to see you in the next one. Take care.